last video. I don't know. I felt a bit sad at the end, but it was, I was like, thank God. Okay. Anyway, so as far as I understand, this video is like anything. If I didn't hit something during the previous videos, it was my chance to kind of hit it back. Over the videos, I've had quite good feedback from the instructor and my peers and you. So I didn't feel like I had to specifically work on something to hit it specifically. So I just tried to hit some of the standards that are like, in my opinion, are the most important, especially in our school, the class management, the timing, which was my constant problem. I think this lesson was the best in terms of it. And a little bit of assessment, because through all my videos I only had a chance for formative assessment, but not the summative, and the spelling test is something that you have to put in. So overall, how do you think it went?
I think it went well. I think it was a good Tatiana fun lesson, even it was just about spelling test and spelling words, but giving them, of course, the first part, the spelling test, but then giving them the opportunity to work in pairs and then work in groups. It was really good fun for them, and I think it really helped them to reinforce those spelling words. Some of them were easy, but it also, as you saw, some of them were like, because we've been doing about present continuous for writing, they were then changing some of those, and that's what I was asking them with the verbs. So like, even though if they got another word, they would try to put it into a different tense, which I thought was good. So they were even expanding by themselves, and it was good to see them. Like, I think one of your greatest achievements, like in this class, is how they can now work well together. And then even as a 4, it got a little bit loud, but I think that it shouldn't be quiet all the time. Exactly. And they were learning, and sometimes they were speaking Vietnamese. But then even I heard people in the groups telling the other people speaking English. So, that was coming through. And also about behavior management, you brought out the posters at the beginning. And then I think that you reinforced it throughout the lesson whenever they were getting, they found it really funny about your hands. So like, it's a good way, rather than being negative about it and being like, do I have to clap my hands again? You did it in a fun way, and it kind of like got them back, to listen.
I was doing my reflection in the lesson plan now, and I wrote that I think it wasn't my mistake, but it's something definitely I should learn from, is the way I reacted to that pair who worked together. And I know both of them are very capable of spelling those words, and I'm pretty sure that they know what they mean and how to use them in a sentence, because I've seen them both use it in a sentence, and they did it correctly. But I think they made the mistake in the first sentence, and when I kind of made, I always like to do, I don't like to be negative about making mistakes. So I was positive about it, and I made fun of it, and everybody, I think they enjoyed my reaction so much.
They did. So then they turned it into a joke.
Silly. And like, it took me so long to recognize that they're not actually making mistakes, they're just doing it on purpose. That I'm very happy that it happened in terms of next time if something like this happens, I will be on.
And that's when you get to know the characters of them, and who is capable of what and who's pulling your leg and like trying to have a bit of a laugh.
But to be honest, I'm very happy that I see this kind of reaction, because sometimes my students are so scared that it's nice to see that they're so relaxed and they're actually participating in whatever is happening, that they're actually adding humor to it. This is great. And it's like, it's in their own way, but it's good and it's bad, but I think there's certainly something to learn.
And they both, afterwards when I spoke to them, they both like, admitted that they were like messing around, and then I gave it to them for homework. And they brought it back the next day, like.
But I caught one group speaking Vietnamese, so I took the point off of it, so it's like a management thing. But then normally I don't like to do things like this, but again, like, you have to pick your battles, and like, I didn't want.
What are you focusing on this week, kind of thing,
But then again, like, since I've done it, I haven't heard them speaking Vietnamese.
And like I said, I heard somebody correcting someone in their group. Come on, speak English. Come on.
Was there anything that I could have done better or different, like so it would be more beneficial for?
No, I think that you've got it pretty much spot on. They've never had that much of an exciting spelling test lesson, so they just like, I think it was a good mixture of all the different skills that they've learned about working. Is it the first time that they've worked in a big group? Oh no, they did the group activity before, but I think that they handled it pretty well, and they were really excited.
I was impressed of how quick they were to switch between different types of work. Like first the duty was completely independent, and second one in pairs, and then the third one is in groups. And like it didn't really take me as long as it would have taken me at the start of
Yes,
the
can you imagine if you taught that at the beginning? It would have been, yeah.
And this time I was really impressed. I was like, okay, that's easy.
No, I think they really enjoyed it, and there was lots of enthusiasm, and I saw lots of them like kind of just doing this, when they were finished, like they'd learned that, they're trying to get your attention, and so I think that like everything that you've taught them is like, eventually sunk in. And no, I think it was a good lesson.
Yeah, well, is there anything that I should definitely take out from what I've been doing in your class into my personal teaching later on?
Just continue to be passionate and don't lose, it's really, I think when you get into teaching, it's very easy to get into your routines and especially here, where we're very textbook based. But you showed me that there's ways that, you can make spelling test day interesting. And I really think that they learn so much better when they're having fun, and, yes, the noise level goes up and all that kind of stuff. But I think just try to keep it as interesting, and don't stop researching stuff and hearing new ideas, and you're all into that, for your Pinterest and everything gives you lots of ideas, and I think you're got way more ideas because
I have way more time than you. So it's not just because I'm so awesome. It's because I understand how hard it is. Like literally, only this last lesson was realistic in terms of preparation. All the other lessons took me very, very long time to prepare. And if, like you, I have to teach 6-7 lessons a day, this would be impossible.
Yeah, but it's trying to figure what works, and I think giving them a variation of not just always working by themselves, but sometimes in pairs, sometimes in groups, and mixing those up as well. But I think you do great, and you'll just become a better and better teacher the longer that you teach.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's it.